nigga Gemini capped out like a motherfucker. This nigga capped out like a motherfucker. That's that swarm. I went and researched all the craters of civilization that was created by using the seasonal star alignment that we use from the American mound builders in Mississippi. On the day I did that, I immediately went there and found one on China shit. They say the oldest is Corral Supe, but they ain't got no mounds older than we got the oldest mounds with the culture on it, man. Shout out to we know the truth now, man. Even though I use inserts on the Bible, I still be having it hang up like fuck the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really do that. I go in there and pick out the things I need. But guess what? My nigga said, my nigga, if it wasn't divine, they want to test it. It's the connection they latch on to a divine culture, bro. If you ain't got agriculture, you ain't feeding yourself, bro. That's just point blank. With this sickness, this swarm. See, I caught that bitch all over in China. When I went there and seen that China, all I need to see. I don't need to go too. That's China. Well, it's on the 33rd parallel in China. And the structure they said we built over there, they said they already admitted that all the 33rd parallel structure was built by melanated indigenous people. But they weren't indigenous to those areas. They traveled there, bro. Navigating to a still star in the sky. My nigga said Cygnus used to be the still star. I don't want to call it North Star. No one I want to call it North Star. Those them white folks' names. Man, my daddy used to tell me, man, you can't beat these white folks. I used to go to Sunday school, all that good shit. My mama was off into it, but my daddy wasn't off into it. And I always I just keep hearing them in my head, just things the jewels he dropped on me, the seeds he sold with me. So all that jive ain't about that. All that jive just talking about the sky. They talking about the sky. They ain't talking about nothing down here on this earth, boy. But my mama was off into it, so I had to. I wasn't off balance. I was balanced because I'm trying to learn what both of them talking about. But Pop wasn't into it though. So the North Star once upon a time still started stationary star in the sky. Once upon a time was Cygnus, and that's what we learned about over here with my nigga Roll That Corn. Just like I was a student up on the set, I get up under there. I like to learn and shit, you know. We got the oldest mounds that's lined up with Orion and Cygnus. And those birds, I remember people used to say them birds get sold and fly your soul to heaven. That's what the dove represent, you know what I'm saying? All this is the swarm. I remember they had a theatrical called Swan Lake. Them swans used to be so important. But guess what? All the swans in the world is owned by Great Britain now. Because Great Britain own us. Those are enslaved, but they want us to think that they brought us over here on the Atlantic slave trade. See, that's the history they gave us. As they take control of all the true ancient history with these mounds. See what I'm saying? They're gonna say the first recordings and the first catalogs and all that, and they in control of the Western world. So they get credit for all the shit that we done. Britain. your queen, the castle. And I was so happy he hit Ireland last night because, you know, that was Hibernia. They became the Royal Islands. And I told you, they floating over souls of our ancestors right there, bro. Yeah, they floating over souls of our ancestors right there. Yeah. But I just be doing little shit, just be brainstorming, man. Shit, rises got down. Rises just be tripping on the gap. Cause I knew in my soul as a kid, bro, all this shit went right. Yeah, I don't even believe in the Atlantic, in the South Atlantic slave trade, these slave ships coming over. They can't produce the slave ships because we was already here. We was enslaved on our own land. We was enslaved on our own land. That's how I feel, you know. But they be capping hard as fuck. They be capping hard as fuck, just like right here. Dating back, they wanna fuck the dates up. But we digging in America, man, they fucking this shit up. The oldest civilization in America is the Corral, Supe culture, off the cow, you know what I'm saying, in Peru. Got me trying to find my bloodline. But they hiding our bloodline. There's always been something about that southeast in the United States. There's always been something about that southeastern conflict, boy. There's always been something about us. Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, all that shit. The southeast spot. Georgia, you feel me? With a special breed of niggas, dog. Other football team was saying, man, they don't want to fuck with that Southeastern Conference. Them niggas hit hard. Them niggas hit hard. I researching the whole Tuscaloosa Black one night. I believe that nigga soul got up every one night. Baby walking around barefooted outside on the dew of the grass, wet grass, trying to connect with the universe, bro. But these folks those are real good, bro. I just be goddamn just thumb a dude, man. When they started building to the southern crooks, it's the 1800s. I don't believe in no southern hemisphere. Because everybody on the map, it's just a certain section of the map is a big circle. You circumnavigate a big circle. You right lane circumnavigate for real. You just couldn't cross through this bitch. Through rivers. Navigate to the 33rd parallel. That's what our people did, bro. That's what our people did. And we pulled up on their ass, and showed them how to be divine people. We taught them not to be savages, taught them how to clean themselves up. Taught them the divine nature of the skies, of the heavens. And all those cultures put somebody in place of the sun, the light of the world. That's my thing. Not only did they do that, they started messing up what we had placed in the sky for seasonal purposes, summer solstices, winter solstices. What we had mapped, the celestial map was made by, the celestial map of the stars was made by the indigenous people of the Americas, specifically North America, bro. And we engulfed in the belly of the beast. When you go try to find some Western world shit, it's owned by Britain because Britain owned us. They said they brought us from Africa, but they didn't. They didn't, bro. 1542. Passed through the ancient civilization of Portuguese. The first Europeans systematically navigated the chart. The chart is sectioned along the Pacific coast of North America. Man, 1542. Man, we got ancient mounds dating back down there to 9,000, 10,000 BC. That's aligned with the stars of Cygnus. And Cygnus is that swarm. Sickness is that swarm. That's why I put that on that thumbnail, man. They get a credit to the Phoenicians. But as we know the truth, not breaking it down, that Phoenicians are Sidonians. And they try to say Sidon over there, but they really talking about the ancient Sidon that's in Mississippi. That's what ancient Sidon is in Mississippi, in the valley of Mississippi, man. I would have ended up being a Mississippi valley. Down where Jerry Rice come from, the big ass mosquitoes down that bitch. You know what I'm talking about? It's just the truth, bro. You said the truth. See how you try to fuck the dates up? They want to keep you right around 3,000. But we already improved our shit older than that shit. But they gonna cap us out on him. I'm tired of playing with them, and I'm tired of nigga capping at me. I used like that. I like just fuck with them, making. See, the constellation Cygnus, the swan, has been recognized in the night skies for thousands of years. It was officially cataloged by Greek astronomer Ptolemy. This the motherfucker that brought the globe. This Alexander the Great partner. First general in Alexander the Great army. And when they killed Alexander the Great, he continued his quest to come on in and try to fight down off in Egypt against Darius the Great and all those motherfucking Arab ass Europeans that had already took Egypt, as they continued to desecrate the graves of their so-called ancestors. My nigga said some shit last night. Nigga can pay you to dig your great grandma out of the grave. Can a nigga give you $100,000 for you to goddamn go out there and dig one of your people up out the ground and desecrate them? So they can't be their ancestors, bro. It's common sense. In the 2nd century CE, but its origins go back even further to ancient Mesopotamia, where cuneiform tab, they get them with that from the Euphrates. Valley identified it as a bird of the forest. Everybody talking about the swan, but the people of North America don't want to put the swan, aka Cygnus, in the sky. And I found out last night, Cygnus used to be the so-called North Star, the one that they was navigating to. It was a still star in the sky. So that you know the stars move. You ain't doing no rotating. The stars are rotating. Ain't nothing on this earth that's making no magnetism or no pole or none of that shit that's making the skies do what they do. Ain't no pole on the earth. See, the stars in the sky. You navigated to that star. And this person they talking about right here, the first, see how they say catalog? The first to catalog was the Greeks. And they the Western world. They in the northwest. And we're the Western world, and we the ones that got records and all that shit took from us. This what made Britain so royal and raw. This will make Great Britain so royal and raw, because they got they own all of the ancient information. They got our information, dog. They got our information. And they probably wrote on some hemp. I don't know. But they got our information. But they can't change the earthwork. And we still digging in the earth, digging up and debunking all the shit that we've been taught, bro. Every last one of these motherfuckers got their swarm and got our shit that we first put and mapped out the stars. We did a celestial mapping. We celestially mapped out the stars according to the seasons of agriculture. Our culture is based on agriculture, cropping. And they take it and turn it into religion and put human people in human forms in the sky. You know what I'm talking about? Bring them down to the earth, let them walk down here with you. But they basically talking about what you taught them with the shit, the information and the knowledge that you gave them. And corrupted the knowledge, bro. Go the fuck out. Look, even Zeus. That's when it really get mythological. In classical mythology, it was Zeus, the king of the gods, who placed the swan in the sky. No, he did not. It was placed in the sky by your bloodline, the North American mound builders, Mississippians. And we got the mounds lined up with Cygnus right now. We got the oldest mounds that lined up with Cygnus. And we put that swan in the sky. And that swan is the cross that later on down the line will become all their deities all the way down to Jesus. That's how that shit go. What up, baby? Baby got them steaks on the grill. I'm finna stop eating meat though. I keep saying that shit with the goddamn I'm fucked up. Your official catalog. Bird of the forest. Boom. Yes, it is highly illegal in many places in the U.S. Swans are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, making it a federal crime to kill them without a permit. In the UK, they are protected by the Wildlife and Countryside Act, and all unmarked mute swans on open water legally belong to the British monarch. Man, those are our swans. But the British own us. So how they own the swans? Because they own us. These are our enslavers, bro. And these are the people who gain power and royalty off our shit. Fuck the bloodline. They took the whole thing. They took the whole bloodline with one walk. Fuck the skulls and bones and Javari, all that shit I'm talking about. They took the whole thing, bro. Enslaved us on our own shit and took the rights and took the power and saying that this they shit. Like they own this swan. That's our swan, bro. But we belong to them though. And you don't want their foot off you don't want their foot off your neck. You don't want to know the truth. Neither England nor British enslaved the United States whole country. Instead, before the United States became an independent nation, the British Empire enslaved millions of African people and forced them to work in its American colonies. The 13 colonies. The first flag had 13 stars on it to represent those colonies. After winning the Revolutionary War and forming the United States, the newly independent American government and American citizens continued the system of slavery until it was abolished in 1865. It's time to abolish. You took over and got all our records and everything. Before the United States became independent, ruled by the American 13 colonies, while England was a dominant power and headquarters of the empire. See, England was the headquarters. This is why you had to learn English and your Roman numbers and all that shit in school. Pledge your allegiance to this shit. The official governing state that controlled the colonies and managed the transatlantic slave trade was Great Britain. So they want to tell you they brought you here from Africa. As they take the swan, take all the knowledge. I know we had some shit recorded on some kind of paper. We was cataloging our own shit. We were too smart of people. Yes, British spoke English. The English language actually originated in which is part of Britain, and it became official language of the entire British Empire. How y'all got this language? Well, y'all piggybacking off something. Because y'all motherfuckers just came out of the caves and just learned how to read and write, but y'all done enslaved the true royal people of the world, bro. We went and civilized the world right here from the Americas, man. Navigating on the 33rd parallel to a star that don't move in that sky, which was probably Cygnus. He said about 15,000 years ago, Cygnus was the non-moving star. That's my new teacher, bro. Yeah, we know the truth now is my new teacher, man. I told you I don't want to listen to nobody but him, bro. And I can't wait to hear him unlayer some more of this shit. But it don't take me to, I go, when I get a dot, I'm good at a dot, bro. I'm good at it. 3 million square miles, making it larger than South America, ancient Guiana, and the Brazilian shit. See, it's a Canadian shit. But we ain't no Canadians, man. Canada sit across them falls, bro. Massive geological region, not a political one. It forms an ancient bedrock core of North America, stretching from the Arctic down to what Arctic? What Arctic? On top of a ball, our ancestors ain't said nothing about a ball. I'd be glad my niggas showed me what ancestors said we was on a globe. The horizon is flat and it's horizontal. 360 degrees as you look at the horizon. The horizon is horizontal. And see, the swarm supposed to disappear, go under the horizon. And that's supposed to be hell. According to my ancestors. That's how we get out the waterfalls do not separate the land. I believe in that word. Under this one, the three-tier cosmology Mississippians was on. You know what I'm talking about? But this right here, as soon as I started going into the 33rd parallel, I started looking at the structure. The first one I went in there and bucked with was China. I said, let me go see what China got on their walls. Had to dig a little bit, and pull right up and seen this swarm on walls of China. Each one of the cradles of civilization that we civilized and built structures on their land, the melanated indigenous people built the 33rd parallel on each land. They became cradles of civilization behind us teaching them. They got it and started their own culture off our shit. But they ain't had sense enough to remove the swarm and use their own birds. They couldn't do it because we built their structures and put it on their walls. And that's how you know you the gods of the earth, man. The children of the sun, the children of the corn, whatever you want to call it. The ancient Americas is the oldest and greatest story to be told in the world, bro. We the holy people that been denied. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. And they got us sitting in last place on our own land. On our own land. That's all I can say. And I'm like this bitch. I said, boom. I'm putting goddamn get through sipping on a little stuff, drink on the off. You know what I'm saying? A little screwdriver up. You feel me? Chill on that. But y'all niggas mad, man. Y'all niggas need to understand who the fuck we is, bro. Yeah, y'all need to understand that y'all rap niggas need to put this shit in your raps, nigga. That's what y'all niggas be rapping about, bro. Once the Jews got a hold of their hip hop, man, they changed the whole flavor of unity and knowledge and shit. That shit have knowledge in it, man. That shit ain't got no knowledge in it no more. That's why I don't fuck with that flip flop shit. Not for real. Y'all here to listen to it, but I don't support them niggas battle niggas shit, none of that shit. There ain't none of them niggas talking about shit. We need some niggas come out here and put this shit on the airwaves. Put this to some music. Put this to some hellified beats about this swarm. That might be what I need to do. Rap about this swarm. You know what I'm talking about? Put it free. Yeah. But that was up, man. First lady of Melanation. My life. Yellow. We up in this bitch and we out though. I'm go back to doing what I was doing. But you know I'm gonna pop back out somewhere. I don't know where it's gonna be at, but I'm gonna pop back out. That's what I do. But this China wall right here, with the swan on it. When I seen that, I got on the bar. I said, look at this shit. I said, look at this shit. That the swan is right there. Cygnus, the swan. Indigenous to Americas, but not owned by Great Britain. Because Great Britain got our records, our Western world records and everything. And they own all our mounds and everything. Building golf courses on top of our shit. Water parks on top of our shit. Other ancient customs came and built right on top of our shit. We got to keep digging deeper and deeper into the earth. We ain't digging into the side of the earth. Mother Earth is we're the Western Plateau. I'm going to keep stressing that. I said the truth don't leave no help. It ain't going to bend, break, no fold. Baby, tell about lie. Tell a lie about it.
I lied.
We I said, boom. They won't let me get out of it.